Let's go. I hope you guys are ready for tomorrow. Today's date is March 21st, 2019, and this is the watch list for March 22nd, which is a Friday. So there's a few important things that we need to cover. One, regarding some of the updates with some news that's developing, and now two, which I'm going to start with, options trading on Friday. So if you guys have been to the live stream, and I guess I'll have to say that too, make sure you guys check out the live stream. It's in the comment section pinned, the description, the top corner. You have many outlets to go find it, but we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. So I want to see you guys there, because if there is updates to this watch list, things change, and sometimes I forget stuff. I did forget a few things, like even gold from the last video and other stuff like that, but make sure you guys are there. Shout out to everybody who's there, and then also drop a like if you like this, think this is helpful. If it is helpful, you want to show some love, it lets me know what content you guys like, and in general, you guys are helping us get more feedback, and that's the next thing. Your job at the end of this, post your watch list in the comment section. Be respectful, be positive. Don't try to battle with people, this and that. Post it. We'll love to see it. And if not, always come in the morning. But now, here's the lesson I want to tell you guys on Friday in trading the options. I've been saying on stream, push out everything back to the next week, because some of these plays we've had, like Boeing is one of them, where it's going beyond Friday. You don't want to spend, if you're scaling in, putting, small amounts on these contracts that could hit big. And we saw several 1,000% gainers. So those $20 literally turned into $200. $100 turned into $1,000. So you could go small with some of these, but now make sure that you're giving yourself time. A one-off on Friday is very dangerous. And now what I want you guys to realize with it is, tomorrow could be a cuckening. And what I mean by that, it won't do anything. Or, if the market stays the same, or it barely moves, or even individual companies you play barely move, your contracts will expire if they do not end in the money. So make sure end in the money plus what you paid for them. So it seems like tomorrow, if anything, we might get an active 1 or 2 hours, and then if it fades off, that's that. But we are going to see what news has developed and all that. But now, before I get into the list, the first thing before we go to any stock picks, it's going to be a currency. And so I put this up in the last watch list before. You guys should make sure you are watching this. The British pound is the first thing, because they just announced that they're kicking the can again on Brexit. So this is something we've been watching for. I said it on stream. You should watch till next Friday. They have gotten a 2-week delay. So they were able to, my phone's ringing, I'm making this video because I love y'all, but they were able to secure a 2-week delay or extension. Theresa May did, and that is now contingent if they get the deal approved. So pretty much the EU said they'll give them 2 extra weeks till like April 12th. And if they get a deal approved, which again is the weirdest part with the EU stuff, or with even the UK, if May could get a deal approved, and they said the deal shouldn't change from what May offered, which is unlikely, but if she gets a deal approved, they'll give her a 6-month delay, further kicking off the can. So this is important to watch. Connect this to what we've been talking about all week ever since the Fed. The British pound is rallying. So if that's going up and strengthening, that's bringing the dollar down. If the dollar's down, that's going to affect the rates, and the rates are going to affect the banks. And the banks were held up today, which kind of supported the market. So do you see where I'm going at with this? Watch out for that. And then, because I even noticed the Russian ruble's all over the place. You could watch out with oil, but watch the dollar, watch the yuan. But primarily now, and someone commented this on the last video earlier today. They said the dollar only moved like 1/4 of a percent, 0.4%. Why is that big? That's weighted against every other currency. And the fact is, these are global currencies. This is the pricing, right? Purchasing power. They're not supposed to fluctuate a lot. If currencies fluctuated, several percentage points, even a low percentage, like 1, 2, 3%, people would be hesitant to spend money. It wouldn't really be too stable. So keep your eye out on for that and how that affects everything. Now, on to the plays. I have 2. I'm going to start with the ones I'm going to be eyeing at open because I had options and I sold out of them. Roku and McDonald's. I have a little bit McDonald's, but I sold anything that expired on that tomorrow. I already got rid of it. So my plan, I want to see how it opens up in this first hour or two, and then go to make a play if it's there. So Roku's good because if you put it against the SPY, we showed this on stream. you could kind of see there Roku is lagging. So here is Roku, here's the SPY, and usually it'll kind of come back up. Apple's done good, and I think Apple is having their announcement tomorrow, and that was another play where I'm going to talk about that. But if Roku could kind of pick up and we see even, stuff like Netflix, like I brought up, this could be a good one. And the fact is, the contracts gained tremendously. The Monday contracts are actually up today. I bought contracts on Monday and I sold them for a gain. So they're inflated. If any big move happens off the open and they drop really good, that could be a great opportunity. And the same thing applies to good old Nvidia and McDonald's as well. But you got to be careful with Nvidia now being the chip maker. So this is a put play there, possibly. But here's my worry, and this is the cuckening, is that you could buy a put tomorrow, but if it doesn't get in the money, it's not going to be there. So even if it goes down, if it doesn't go down enough, that's not going to be the move. So you got to be careful on it. I've been hesitant all week. I put Nvidia and Micron yesterday on the watch list. I've been hesitant with pricing, and they've made crazy moves. So you guys see, do your own thing with it. Figure out what's there, but control your risk. But understand, too, like I have to remind you, how those contracts are going to play on the Friday. And that only applies if you're playing the daily contracts. That's high risk, high reward. So again, going out next week, a month, it's a little bit better, and you could find possibly some better opportunities. So the next one now, Boeing. I'm screaming this. This is a Friday play. Screaming this from the rooftops, both sides. I have my Tasty out. I thought the Tastyworks account was up. But essentially, what's going on right now with Boeing is very, very important because the options are getting cheaper. There's more and more discussion, more and more news, and both calls and puts are getting cheap. So I'm going out to next week. There might be some plays tomorrow to play on the daily, but at the end of the day, with the puts and calls, how it opens tomorrow, even if it's cheaper, I'm looking to play both ways. I don't know if it's going to go up or down. Anything could happen, but I'm trying to set myself up, scaling in cheap, and then I also have the premium I sold on it. But Boeing, don't forget about this. It's just like the market. Just because things kind of get exciting and then slow down, don't let this, literally 7 days of nothing, literally staying right there. That is an opportunity of just theta and time decay lighting on fire. And this is an opportunity if you know how to take it. But now, what makes the option prices so cheap? After 7 days of this, a lot of people are uncertain. Okay, well, why am I going to buy the put? It's just going to do this again. That's what happens there, is that it loses that steam. You don't know when it's going to happen. So that's why those contracts will be cheap. And understand, too, anything is cheap. It's cheap for a reason. Despite the fact we're playing, and I like to get these cheap contracts, it doesn't change the fact that they are low probability, extremely low probability, borderline the stupidest investment you can make. So you guys have to be aware of that. Try to put the odds in your favor. Next up is Disney, and why did I like them? And this relates, if you guys could, and I want you to comment below if you see anything like this. They lost. They were a loser today, and they kept losing even when the market was going up. They closed weak when everything closed strong. So this is something to notice, who lost and who didn't. And now the options, again, will be cheap. And the next week, I said this yesterday, I picked up some more today, but the premium on the next week. So however, the plays, a lot of these will be that open. You guys see how every open, it's getting volatile. It's giving you a pretty good opportunity to snag some stuff. But watch Disney along with the banks too now. Goldman Sachs, and again, a lot of these are sound similar. We're getting more developments. We're going to see how it plays out tomorrow morning, but it's understanding now the reasonings why they're there and now coming into Friday. But this is a watch list you want to let develop. So again, like Roku, Nvidia, those first ones I showed, McDonald's, those are going to be ones that, you could play next week, but identify more towards tomorrow. Whereas Goldman is going to have the potential to be a move tomorrow, which can also set you up for the next week again with the bank stocks. And this is related to those currencies that we just brought up. So keep your eye on that. Lastly, it is the opposite of Disney, Microsoft. And I'm going to talk about Apple after this, but Microsoft was so important. It showed no weakness today. Even at the end, it's breaking all-time highs. So it's in that literally no man's zone. You could call it the moon, whatever, no resistance, blah, 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 whatever you guys want to say for it. But at the end of the day, it performed good. I bought options for 8 cents and they went up to 30 cents. I sold out of them today. I kept one, and that one ballooned another 500% on me. I was crazy. So they're going to be expensive, and people are going to be looking at this, but keep your eye out for that. And lastly, Apple. They got the upgrade. They did good. So now it's like, okay, what's going to happen? It's either, if they don't, they might have a sell off on the news event, a sell the news type thing. However, Apple is one of these stocks where it could really have this continuation, and that's what we want to pay attention for as well. Any continuation. So if it does, I want to try to see it. If we see this pattern and we see it consist going up, and the only pattern I'm saying is that it literally outpaces the market. That's the only pattern we want to see, where it leads everything. And it didn't do it as much as some other stocks, like I brought up transports, and that was another one. Now look at FedEx for the continuation, as well as what else do we have for the earnings? Nike reported. So Micron, AMD, again, that's related to NVIDIA, but Nike reported. We want to see what this does, how this has an effect, and that report will be interesting. But, it's all about continuation plays. And now FedEx, because like I said here today, I brought this up in the last video if you guys are watching, there's, that's IYT. Check the S&P. FedEx led the way. FedEx was really, really up there in the contracts. My next week straddles that I got yesterday after I made the watch list, those are actually up now 100%. So the IV shot up. They went good. I was going to get some weeklies on them. I thought they were too expensive, but it made a move. And that's another thing tomorrow, depending on, that's why I come pre-market. Make sure you guys are there. We're going to go over this, but however the market moves, that pre-market move that made it drop today, that is what, same thing here with FedEx. Stocks, if it opens up red, let's say, it can make a big move up before actually registering a big move. Same thing that's happened with NVIDIA. Hopefully that makes sense. And on the reverse, if we gap up, it could come down a few dollars before actually hitting negative again, which, we'll factor it in, what type of option you want. But again, just make sure you guys have to end up in the money if you're trading the daily. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys are understanding this. Understand equal and opposite reactions. That's where the dollar and all that stuff comes in. I talk about it in the stock trading course. I mentioned that in the last video, and I think a lot of people just picked up on it. They didn't know that. So you guys check that out. Subscribe if you like this video, and if you're new, we have the market updates every day after market on there, and I'm posting these daily watch lists. I need your feedback. I need your watch list. I want to know, and I need the cult there on stream. Let's go! Be smart with your money, though. Be wise. You guys took profits today. A lot of 1,000%ers. Do not give the money back. That is now your money. Don't get greedy. Space. You could take tomorrow off, watch the market, maybe throw 50 bucks in, but don't get too jumpy. That is how, you've probably done that in the past before. Learn from your past mistakes. If you just came up on buku guap, be careful. Don't give it back so eagerly. Don't be so quick to part with it when you guys have seen over the last few weeks how hard you had to work to get it. So I'm going to stop ranting there. I love you guys. Love my cult. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go.